Mika-chan. Okay guys, so we're gonna review the Meh episodes 126 to 100. So yeah, now let's start with number 126, Come Sail Away. This episode has an interesting idea, but I think the execution is kind of forgettable. This one of those episodes where I think the episode is actually kind of bland and not really well paced. I think this should have been a short episode. Yeah, it would have been better if it was a short. If it was a regular length episode, then yeah, it might get padded or really long like that. So yeah, the premise is actually like Lincoln and the sisters have a garage sale, and the only conflict they go is the same conflict as in War and Peace, where they're trying to find Lily again. Same again. Now let's go into 125. 125, predictability. This is one of those episodes where I think the idea is kind of I don't like it, but somehow the idea makes it forgettable. Nothing really happens in the episode. It's just Lincoln changing clothes for each day. Nothing new is added. I mean, you could predict everything what would happen. You can already know that because it says predict in the title. So yeah, you can predict every single thing in the episode. And I do like Lincoln's speech, though yeah, that's the only part I like in the episode. So is the character of Stella. 124, the waiting game. They introduced a new character, yeah, that I didn't like. I don't like this new character named Chandler. He's a really jerky character, but I didn't like. And yeah, good thing he only appears in 2 episodes, otherwise he might be another bad character in a future episode. 122, Pets Peeved. I meant 123, Save the Date. 123 is Save the Date is about when Lincoln embarrasses Ronnie Ann, and next is forced to go on a double date with her and Bobby. I meant Lauren, Bobby, and Lincoln and Ronnie Ann. They're forced to go to John Juan French Mix Buffet for dinner. Clyde's helping out them because Lincoln told Clyde to help him out. But the next Lincoln and Ronnie Ann start to bond. The next Lauren and Bobby gets back together, and next Lincoln says bad things again, and next he's back together with Ronnie Ann again as friends. And yeah, the ending is really good. Overall, I think this episode's too overrated and yeah, very boring. Not that much is really funny. 122, Pets Peeved. Sorry if you got mixed up, like what I said before with Save the Date. So yeah, Pets Peeved is about when Lana brings a pet home, and yeah, the children adores the pet while the other pets are jealous, so they try to escape the pet out, which got captured. Next realize there's something wrong. They go save him. Now the pets are out. Now the other pets are trapped. Now the new pet tries to terrorize the staff lady, and now yeah, they're back together. It's not much happens to I mean, everything you might know might happen. So yeah, it's a predictable episode. 121, Here by the Dozen. This is one of those episodes where you could easily predict the twist ending. Yeah, they believe Bobby is cheating on Lori, of course not. And yeah, this whole episode should have been season 1, but it's from season 2. So yeah, not that interesting, and yeah, done it before already. 120, Kick the Bucket List. This episode is actually kind of decent in plot wise, in story wise. Nah, don't like the story. In execution, yeah, it's bad. Not that bad, but just kind of forgettable. Nothing. It's not really it's just an activity episode, which makes it not that interesting. Though they did this before in season 3. Yeah, I didn't like it how they do it in season 2. 119, Antique Duff. Antique Duff is a rehash of Affair to Remember. Yes, that's why it's on this list, because it's a ripoff of Affair to Remember. Yeah, nothing new is added, and yeah, very boring and not too interesting. 118, Future Tense. This episode has there's a season 4 episode called Right or Wrong that has the same plot as Future Tense, where the parents that basically teach the kids to be perfect, and yeah, same thing as Right or Wrong. Though I think Right or Wrong is a better episode, this episode is actually kind of forgettable and not too interesting, and yeah, the new family is just a plot device to just move the characters forward. Not that interesting, and yeah, I said a lot about it. 117, Hero Today, Gone Tomorrow. I think the idea for this one is kind of interesting, but the execution, it just play out the same thing. I mean, Margot gets a goal win. Lynn gets jealous, and Lynn scores a goal. Margot gets jealous, and they start to bring back the friendship again. No, if it's also a 22-minute special, it would just play out the same thing over and over again, and yeah, we just see a two-pattern episode. If this episode was like short or something, that would be good. But the fact it's regular length, and yeah, it's kind of padded. 116, The Crying Dame. The Crying Dame is one of those episodes where the first half is bad and the second half is decent. I like the idea, but it's done better in SpongeBob a little bit with Earworm. Yeah, I prefer it done better in Earworm. So yeah, the idea is interesting. Overall, it's kind of forgettable. 115 is Snowboard. Snowboard is not what you think. Oh, when I said snowboard, it's not like B-O-A-R-D. It's B-O-R-E-D. You know, like boredom, like bored, like that meaning. Yeah, the concept was actually interesting with Lisa being bored next to liking snow. But yeah, same thing might happen. So yeah, it's another predictable episode. 114, Two Boys and a Baby. Two Boys and a Baby is another good concept, but then it just starts to get kind of boring. Though I like the climax where they stop the guy who has Lily. And yeah, that's just what happens. And there's random chicken pox at the end. Yeah, I'm so confused. Just like Little People. 113, Picture Perfect. Not that. Same thing like Two Boys and a Baby. Good idea, but just wasted. 112, Thinkorswim. Same as Picture Perfect. Good idea, but got ruined. 111, The Sweet Spot. Yes, the siblings are linkable, as always. Though I like the first half, the second half is really boring and terrible, as always. 110, Study Muffin. I like the idea, but how the siblings come, I think it's kind of annoying a little bit. Though I root for Lincoln, yeah. I think the episode should have been improved a little bit better. 109, Fantastic Voyage. I heard so many reviews that people hate this episode. I disagree. Though yes, it's being boring, but there are some parts where I think the boringness is not that bad. Though having a few moments where it feels like filler, it just doesn't intrigue me. Sorry for your noises again. Anyways, let's go on to number 108, Garage Band. This is an episode where Lori moves to the garage and yeah, wants to move back. Though the idea is good, the execution is really boring. I'm just bored. Nothing interesting, just kind of boring. 107, No Place Like Home School. Just like Garage Band, I'm sort of bored with this episode. Nothing's new and yeah, kind of boring. 106, Self-Improvement. Sister episodes are another forgettable episode. Yeah, they're both forgettable episodes in season 3. 105, Reader for Rights. The idea is cool, and yeah, sounds like Sound of Silence, like I said with that review. But yeah, that concept is decent, but execution, not that good. 104, White Hair. This is actually an original idea, but so far it's get boring in the second half, and the ending only saves it. 103, Tricked. This is an episode from season 2? Yeah, from season 2 that people like, but I think the episode gets really boring. Yeah, I didn't like the second half with that focus on Lincoln and Clyde. Though yes, people really like this episode. I think this episode should have been focused less on Lincoln and Clyde and focused more on the sisters, because that's where it gets more interesting. Yeah, why I don't want that to be focused on Lincoln and Clyde is because we get so many episodes in season 2 that focus on Lincoln and Clyde, and we don't need another one. We should have just gotten focused more on the younger siblings than Lincoln and Clyde. They could just been like, you know, subplot like that. And instead we just got that part is the main plot. 102 Absent-Minded. This episode is really pointless. Yeah, I don't think the idea is interesting, but overall it's pointless. Clyde was never absent the entire time. 101 Get the Message. Get the Message is one of those episodes where yes, some of the idea is decent, but Lori is really unlikable. So yeah, despite being one unlikable character, it's still an enjoyable episode with a decent some parts of the episode. 100 Sitting Bull. This episode's really overhated by a lot. Yeah, I've seen so many reviews, people say they hate this episode. I don't agree, but I think Lynn's kind of unlikable in some parts. Yeah, I don't like this episode that much, but this is the only episode, the bottom of the Meh episodes, where I think is enjoyable. It would have been close to good if Lynn was less unlikable. Yeah. Then yeah, I would enjoy the episode. Instead, then we got Lynn being likable again. That's what pushed it to a meh. So guys, that's part 2 of the Loud House ranking. Comment down below and tell me your thoughts on the review, and get ready for the final one, part 3, with the good episodes. Bye bye guys.